Hi, friend, and welcome back to Torches Yoga and Mindfulness. I'm Lauren, and I'll be your coach. Thank you so much for showing up today and showing up for yourself and allowing me to be part of your practice. Today, I've got some tips for you on how you can bring mindful living into your daily life and into your daily routine by anchoring your awareness into the present moment. Our worlds move by so fast these days, leaving us with this unspoken uncertainty that leads us to worry over what has happened or what could happen. So much of the stress and anxiety that we face today in the world stems from our constant shifting of focus, constantly moving from one task, one piece of entertainment to the next, social medias, things like that. That constant new input coming in inadvertently trains our brains to expect instant gratification. We live in a world where there's a demand for quick answers, quick responses, and it's hard not to when we have a wealth of information right in the palm of our hands. The present moment is the only place life truly happens, and it's the only place we have true power. When we can anchor our attention to the present moment, it will reduce stress. By knowing we've completed a task or an experience with our full attention applied, we'll be less likely to look back on it with regret and worry. It will increase our clarity. We will be able to think better, more clearly, and use our best judgment if we have our attention on the full scope of the experience at hand, instead of just tapping in on the surface level and only being partly engaged and partly aware. And it brings greater peace of mind. We can cultivate a deep sense of peace if we're not constantly chasing thoughts and distractions. So how do we anchor our awareness to the present moment when there's so much going on? I can help with that. That first tip I have for you to try to anchor your awareness into the present moment is an exercise while you're brushing your teeth. If you're brushing your teeth in the morning, don't start planning your day ahead. Don't start planning your outfit. Focus on the task at hand, the small, mundane little thing, but notice all the sensations that it brings with it. Bring your awareness to the physical present. Brushing your teeth is a great way because it's got so much sensations literally right in our face. How do the bristles of the brush feel against your teeth, gums, and tongue? The tingling of the Menti toothpaste. Hear the sounds of the bristles of the brush as it works in your mouth. Feel the cool water as you rinse. Just allow yourself to be present, to be engaged, and to take notice of every little piece of that experience of just brushing your teeth. Anchoring a practice into a regular part of our routine starts that retraining of our brain, and it will take that same practice, that same focus and awareness. Your brain will kick it in other aspects of your life as well. Our next anchor point that I would suggest a mindfulness practice applied to is during your meal times. There's so much going on in the world and things can happen pretty quickly, and it can be hard in the heat of a unfamiliar experience to remember to bring in that awareness, to bring in that presence, to stay engaged. So bringing that focused attention and that mindfulness to our meal times helps again to train our brain just to get into the practice of it and get used to it. So when you've sat down with your meal, do take an opportunity to sit down. If this is something where you're having to eat on the run, things like that, obviously not the most ideal situations. The times you want to practice when you are able to intentionally sit down with your meal to practice the mindfulness. And before you dig in, before you take that first bite, take a pause for a moment. Take in the aromas and the colors of the dish. Before digging in, bring that first bite to your mouth, but just smell it. Smell the aromas. See if you can pick out the different spices and flavors that are in your dish. Maybe even take it a step further and think about what it took for your food to be on your plate today. How many people and processes were involved for you to have this meal here in front of you? Were there farmers that grew and packaged your vegetables? Who shipped them from the farm to the store? Then there's more hands involved as they're laid out from the stock room to our produce aisles. The same goes with everything else. How many people, think about those people and the processes it took to bring your food to you. And take a moment to feel a little appreciation and gratitude for those processes we have in place so that we can experience such a flavorful meal. Next, we have mindful walking. And calm down. I don't mean you have to find time in your day to go for a walk. Or I'm out here in Florida where it's already 80 degrees and 100% humidity. I don't feel like walking out there. It's hot. Maybe you're just walking through your office or across your house. Or maybe you do have that motivation to get out there, get outdoors, and enjoy a nice, calm walk. Bring your awareness to the walk, to how it feels in your body, to your rhythmic steps and how your feet hit the floor, how your knees feel with your hips stacked over them. Are you slouching forward? Are you leaning back? How long is your stride? Bringing awareness to the physical sensations and how it feels to walk. Notice the environment around you as you're walking. Are there sounds or smells? We're not making up stories about how or where these sounds or smells or sights come from. We're just taking notice that they are there and they're part of that experience. Another way to anchor your awareness in your daily life is gratitude. Who knew I was going to say that? Practicing gratitude regularly and intentionally is a very profound and life-changing experience. So take a moment each day, maybe right before you're laying down to go to sleep, to bring your focus to the day, to the activities and the experiences, and just pick out a few things that you are grateful for that day, even if getting through the day is what you're most grateful for. And that's perfectly okay. When we focus on the present moment, we bring our mind out of the worry of the future and the regret of the past. When we allow ourselves to be engaged in the present moment, to be fully engaged and focused, even in simple tasks, we improve our concentration ability, allowing us to focus even better in more complex situations. With these practices applied, you may be thinking, how is these small little approaches to these small little tasks and experiences, how is this going to have a bigger impact overall? So I promise this isn't just some psychological trick we're playing on ourselves in the moment to forget about the future and to forget about the past. Practicing attention focus actually strengthens our prefrontal cortex, the area of our brains that's responsible for decision making, judgment, attention, and impulse control. When we engage in mindful focus practices, even in the little mundane tasks, we train our brain to stay focused. And when we are focused and we are present, then the left side of our brain, the more analytical side, it doesn't feel the need to fill the space with worry and regret and overanalyzing, or creating stories that can turn into limiting beliefs. So simply put, when we are able to focus and anchor our awareness to the present moment, we can better regulate our thoughts and our emotions. But that's not even all. Practices like anchoring our awareness to the present moment and other exercises you can find on my page actually increase our neural connectivity in our brains. And that neural connectivity is how the neurons in our brain and our nervous system communicate, telling our body how to operate. And with that increased neural connectivity, we have improved mental clarity. We experience less stressful thoughts. When we practice open curiosity, focused attention, and gratitude, these exercises calm the amygdala in our brain. That's your fear center in your brain. It calms it down from being kicked into that overdrive that our fast-moving world can sometimes put us into. Okay, I promise. I'm done with the science lesson for now. We can also bring mindful practices into our lives on a larger scale. When you're planning out your days ahead, whether you plan like a week ahead or you're just kind of reviewing, oh, we've just hit a new month. What do I got going on this month? These meetings, this work, this, that, friend time, family time. When you're planning ahead, intentionally plan time for rest, relaxation, and creativity. It's not selfish, I promise. You are able to show up for your loved ones in a better way if you're taking care of yourself. And rest, relaxation, and times for creativity are vital to your overall well being, self development, and growth. So make those self care steps a part of your plan. Next, we want to be an active participant in what we choose to consume. We live in this hyper consumption state, consuming media stories, news, and trends. So many of us are subject to the almighty algorithms. And I urge you to make a conscious choice of what you allow into your world. Do you find that you get frustrated or activated, upset every time you open up social media? Unfollow those pages. Don't engage and allow something to have your energy that doesn't deserve it. Don't let the algorithm choose your mindset for you, because if it's left unchecked, it absolutely will. Mindful consumption can also mean being a little bit pickier about what we choose to purchase and how we choose to spend our money. Are you guilty of buying something because it's the new must-have, because TikTok told me to, because this new influencer has it, or even just something that you thought was really cute? It's cute. I'm going to get it. Mindful shopping not only helps our wallets, but it helps reduce stress by reducing clutter and reducing decision fatigue. Have you ever said, I need a new shirt, I need a new pair of pants, I need just one item. I need this one item. I'm going to go to the store and get it. And you get to the store and there's like 500 different options. Price ranges are all over the place. So you just begin to search. Maybe I can narrow it down to see which product has the best reviews. And the reviews are all over the place. And you just get to this point where I just wanted this one item, but there's so many options. There's so many things to consider. This is huge, overwhelming feeling sets in and you just want to shut down. And I don't even want that item anymore. I'm over it. I don't need it. I'll figure it out without it. That's very real. That's the decision fatigue. There's too many options. When we take a pause before a purchase to ask ourselves, is this something I truly need? Will this make a beneficial impact on my life? Will I still value it the same 6 months from now? When we stop and ask those questions, we take the shift from blind consumption to intentional ownership. And we are no longer owned by the items we purchase. We can even take it a step further and ask ourselves, is this brand aligned with my values? Is this brand who I want to give my hard-earned money to so that they can continue to sell their product and perpetuate their own values? It can be a big task to be mindful of our consumption, what we allow on our phones and what we allow to come into our headspace through social media, through all the streaming networks, through all our devices, and then what we allow in our homes, in our physical space with what we purchase. But taking brief moments, maybe when you pick up your phone, asking yourself, what is my objective? What am I doing right now? Why have I picked up my phone and what am I looking to get out of it? Maybe you find you put down the phone and you found some space and time to be creative or to relax for a bit. By considering our purchases and the values of the brand we're purchasing, we take back that power, the power of our decision and the power of our dollar. Give these anchoring exercises a try in your daily routines. And remember, starting a mindfulness practice, starting a new perspective, starting to retrain your brain is difficult. And it's just like starting a regular exercise regimen. It takes time to learn a new practice. It takes time for our brains to realize they don't have to operate how they have operated. Finding regular moments in your existing routine is the best way to stay on top of your mindful practices until they become your new normal. If you're interested in working one-on-one with me as a mindfulness coach to break free of limiting beliefs and cultivate that inner peace, please feel free to reach out. We can connect on Facebook and Instagram, and I've got my email on Facebook as well. My goal is just to help you live your best life. If you haven't already, check out our new guided meditation we have this week on investigating and reframing limiting beliefs that have been holding us back. Stay present, stay kind to yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye, friend.